And hi.
Hello. Hi, Francis. Matt Pechnik, ADP.
Nice to meet you. Please sit down.
Nice to meet you. Mind if I set a few things down?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for meeting with me, and I've got my business card here.
Okay, great.
That has my email and phone information on there.
All right.
Email's probably the best way to get a hold of me.
Okay, great.
So thank you for meeting me once again, and I
Uh-huh.
gotta say I had the opportunity to try your gelato at your
Did you
North Point
really?
location.
Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. It tasted just like Italy.
Oh, yeah. Have you been to Italy?
Yes, actually, first time I tried gelato was at St. Mark's Square in Venice.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I've never been to Venice. I've always wanted to go.
Oh, it's a beautiful location.
What time of the year were you there?
I was there during the summertime, so
Oh,
it was
okay.
very refreshing.
Right. We used
go-
to do a lot of business there, and a lot of times we travel in like November, December, January during the floods.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I don't know if you know they actually put boarded walkways, and they hand out boots. I mean, when I say flood, it actually does flood.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
in the
I wasn't
wintertime.
aware
So
of that.
I was just wondering, yeah, summer's a great time to be there. I understand. So.
Okay, so we connected on LinkedIn,
Mhm.
and we discussed 8 to 10 minutes today.
Right.
I understand you're probably pretty busy running your own business.
Yeah. Oh, you bet. I've got a lot of balls in the air. So absolutely.
Does this still work for you then?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So I'd like to set a little agenda for what I want to discuss today.
That sounds great.
What I want to do is tell you a little bit about ADP,
Mhm.
what we do, ask you a few questions about your business to get a little better understanding,
Okay.
and give you a short product presentation. And if everything looks to be okay, I'd like to set up another appointment to see if I can provide you with some solutions that are applicable to your business.
That sounds great.
Okay, perfect. So what ADP stands for is Automated Data Processing.
Mhm.
What we do is we provide solutions for cash management, risk management, and people management
Okay.
using easy to use software that's able to go with you, and it gives you complete oversight. So we like to think that we can be with you for every facet of the employment
Well,
cycle,
that's interesting. That's
from
very
recruitment to retirement, so
Oh.
you can focus on what you do
Oh, I
best.
like that. From beginning to end.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alpha to the omega.
So first question I'd like to ask you is, are you the main decision maker, or is there somebody
You know,
else?
I am, and I hesitate because it's really been my baby, if you will, in regards to this whole gelato shop. And I do have my sister and my brother are involved with me, but we've gotten to the point where I realize I've got to loosen the reins some. So my sister Dorothy is actually the HR and marketing management a manager. We do make the decisions, but anything in regards to HR, I would definitely involve her as well.
Okay, well maybe she can join us in a future meeting.
Yeah, that might. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay,
Absolutely.
great. So how many employees do you currently have?
We actually have 60 part-time employees at the 3 different stores, and I have four store managers, one for each store plus a floater. So my brother Steve is involved in operations, and so we've actually got 3 people who work. We actually make the product ourselves.
Oh,
Three
okay.
people actually in the production end of it. And then the senior staff, the executive staff, as I said, my sister Dorothy, Steve, myself, and we've just now hired Frank as a franchise manager. That's our most recent hire, and our first non-family hire.
Okay, so it sounds like you've really taken off since your
Yeah,
first
we really
location.
have. As I said, the great news is success. The challenge is success and expansion.
So it sounds like it's a very family-oriented business.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
Frank kind of seems to be your first hire outside
At that level, absolutely. The
at that
executive.
level.
Uh-huh.
So what type of hiring process did you?
You know, it was really time consuming. You know, it just took a lot of time to do the recruiting, to review resumes. We really were not very well versed in how to do background checks. It was just a huge challenge. I think we hired well, but boy, it took a long time.
Is that kind of the same way with your part-time employees? Do you do background checks for
We
them as
tried
well?
to because one of my emphasis is a really high quality product, really superb customer service. So I want to make sure I've got the right kind of staff. But honestly, we're sort of hit or miss at this particular point.
Okay, so especially when you're looking to grow further, you really need people that you can trust and quality employees.
Yeah, that's really important to me.
Okay, so my next question for you is, what do you use for your current payroll?
You know, we have a time and attendance. It's called Click Time, and
Okay.
it's just a software based, and so employees can just essentially log in from anywhere. And then it integrates with QuickBooks, which is what we use for our accounting software. And Dorothy mostly handles that.
Okay, so what do you like the most about
Wait,
QuickTime?
that it's so easy and accessible. Although I have to admit, it just came to my attention last week that the good news is you can access it from anywhere. The bad news of what I found out is you can access it from anywhere. One of our employees was running late and just called in and had their friend go ahead and log in. So that concerns me because I'm not really sure how prevalent that is. It's something just came to my attention.
Well, it's something that I've heard of before in the
Mhm.
past, and some of my previous clients
Mhm.
or who were not clients with me at the time
Right.
had those issues. It's called buddy punching.
Oh, really? That's an interesting
Yeah,
term.
you know, you're running late, and then you just call your friend
Right.
to punch you in, and
Right.
and there are things that ADP can do to help solve those
Oh,
issues.
really? Oh, they'd be interested in that.
Yep, and my other question for you is more on the risk side.
Okay.
So how do you handle your tax and compliance issues?
You know, carefully. We try to at least. That's another headache that we have. You know, in regards to there's just so many different deadlines, so many different forms, and you know, I do look into the future, and I see that we're going to expand. We're going to certainly go beyond the Atlanta area. I'm thinking maybe Florida would be our first foray out of state. So yeah, I'm really a little bit concerned about that because I'm going to guess the state of Florida has a whole different set of rules and regulations as well. So right now, Dorothy has to sort of manually take that information from QuickBooks and make sure that we're meeting those deadlines. But as we get bigger, it's going to, I'm sure, be more and more of an issue for us.
Okay. One final question I have for you
Sure.
is: do you have any idea how long Dorothy takes to process the payroll?
You know, I don't really. I do know that she complains about how much time it takes all
Okay.
the time. So I'm not really sure how much time, but it's certainly too much as far as she's concerned.
Okay.
So,
Could we just throw out a ballpark number?
you
10
know, if I had
hours?
to guess, 10 hours, yeah.
Okay, great. So what I kind of understand is, correct me if I'm wrong, but you are expanding, and while you're expanding, you're going to be needing to hire new quality employees.
Right.
So you may have some issues in the hiring side and providing background checks for all these employees.
Right.
As well as there may be issues of buddy punching
Mhm.
within the gelato shop, which we hope there isn't, but
There could be.
there
Right.
could be.
At least there was once.
Yes, there was once. So if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to kind of give you a little background on ADP and
Sure.
kind of present you with our Run by ADP app.
Okay. Yeah. Let me
Now,
look
do
at
you
it.
have a smartphone?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. And you use applications on there?
I do.
Okay. So when you open up the Run by Mobile
Okay.
ADP app, this is going to be your home screen.
All right.
You'll see a tip of the week there.
Okay.
Yeah, you can hold it if you'd like, and there's 6 button options.
Right.
There's payroll, employees, HR checkup, HR terminology. Now I won't go through in depth with all of them,
Sure.
but for instance, if you want to run through the payroll real
Sure.
quick,
Let me take a look at the payroll.
so you click on payroll, and that's gonna bring you up. It's just gonna ask you if you want to do
Direct deposit. Yeah.
direct deposit. So you hit preview or resume.
Right. Oh, how interesting! And look at that. That's amazing.
Yeah, from here, so it shows you the entire list of employees.
Right.
If they're salary, it's going to be a dollar amount.
Right.
Now, if they're hourly, it's just going to show the amount of hours they worked.
Right.
And if there's any discrepancies, you can easily click in there and edit.
Wow, that's really something. I have to tell you though, I'm sitting here holding this in my hand. How secure is this system?
It's very secure. Security is a top priority at
Right.
EDP, and we spend a lot of our expenses are on security and support as well. So we have 24-hour support. So
Oh.
if there are any issues that come up, you can contact one of our HR or ADP support associates,
Oh, okay.
and they're cross-trained in all levels of human capital management.
Oh, how interesting.
So they can most likely anticipate your needs
Right.
before you even ask
Right.
them.
Well, that's good to know the 24/7 support too. But you know, AD, we're a small company. We're going to get bigger. We may even give McDonald's a run for their money before we're through. But you know, ADP is a huge company, so I don't know if we can afford this. This all sounds very expensive.
Well, the great thing about ADP is we're very versatile,
Mhm.
and we have dynamic pricing, and there's numerous package options that we can discuss with you maybe at our next meeting.
Okay. All right. Well, as long as it's, you know, it seems like a really interesting idea. As I said, I'd really want to bring Dorothy in to take a look at it. You
Yeah,
know.
that'd be great.
All
So
right.
if we could set up an appointment for next week and
Sure.
include Dorothy in it,
Yeah, that sounds good.
okay, and I can present you with some solutions. So how does next week, same time, does this work for
That
you?
works fine. That sounds
Okay,
like a great idea.
great. Well, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.